this is Reverend Don Lewis, and welcome to another week of Living the Wiccan Life. This week, we bring you our interview with Yvonne Conway, Co-National Second Officer for the Covenant of the Goddess and First Officer for Orange County. Yvonne is also the host of 7 meetups through meetup.com, including the Orange County Witches Meetup and the Orange County Pagans Meetup, which for 3 years running was the largest in the world. I hope you enjoy the interview. Don Lewis, and we're here at PantheaCon with Yvonne Conway. Hello, Yvonne.
Hello.
Now, we first got together at 9 o'clock this morning to do this interview, and it's now about 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Getting close to it. It's about dinner time.
So I apologize for the long delay. You organize local get-togethers here that was one of the things we particularly wanted to talk about.
Okay.
And you were saying that they were among the largest in the country.
In the world, actually. I am the organizer for both the Orange County Pagan as well as the Orange County Witches meetups, which is a social networking group through meetup.com. And for about 3 years, the Orange County Pagan meetup was the world's largest.
That's quite remarkable.
And then New York beat us. but that's okay. I'm just glad that we were able to, to show that there were so many people.
Well, see, people seem to be very appreciative of it, because almost as soon as we came here, it was suggested we should interview you. So,
all right.
you should know that people appreciate your efforts.
Thank you. That's good to know, actually. So anyway, the meetups, we've been running them since 2002 is when meetup.com started. Orange County Pagan topic was started in late 2002. I joined in November, I believe, of that particular year, and just jumped right in because I'm a very social person and I like to socially organize. So at the time, it was a very different system as far as the website was concerned. It was a little harder to communicate. There wasn't a lot of control. The concept was really fascinating. Actually, what it was in whatever topic it was, pagan, checkers, knitting, it didn't matter what the topic was. It was assigned a particular day. Pagan was assigned the second Wednesday of the month and to meet at 7 p.m. Regardless of where you were in the world, everybody who was in the pagan topic met 7 p.m. on the second Wednesday of each month, which at the time sounded pretty cool. Yeah, and it kind of put, the world mindset was going. It wasn't conducive for all areas. Perhaps
Yes.
your neck of the woods. The Wednesday didn't work, but Mondays would work better. At the time, you couldn't change the dates. So not very many of them flourished for various reasons. They didn't have a lot of control. They didn't have a lot of ways of networking at that point. But this is, 2002, 2003, and as time moves along, technology gets easier for people to access. Networking systems like MySpace and Facebook and Tribe and Friendster have come along and started to pull more people onto the internet. More people are looking for Witch School and other organizations of that vein to kind of help give them the knowledge they aren't able to access in their area. So now new resources have come to light. The internet is a wonderful friend, and people are able to find us much easier. So if you're in Orange County, California, and you type in Orange County, California and Pagan, you will pull up my site pretty much first on Google, Yahoo,
Very
and
good.
Any of those places.
And what is the actual URL for your site?
For my Pagan meetup, it is pagan.meetup.com/10. And for the witches, it's witches.meetup.com/25.
Very good. Now, you're also very much involved in the Covenant of the Goddess.
Yes, I'm a very, very busy little witch. Between running the fact that I do actually run 7 meetups, not just the pagan and the witches, I have 5 other crazy topics. I also am the co-national second officer for the Covenant of the Goddess. This is my 3rd year active on the national board. In the previous 2 years, I was the national public information officer. I'm also the local council first officer for Orange County. This is my 3rd year as the first officer, and my 4th year on the local council board as a board member. As soon as I joined COG, I jumped in feet first and got very active right away. So this year, my duties include putting together our national conference, which is known as Grand Council and Merry Meet. And we will be hosting a 4-day pagan festival and conference in the beautiful area of Cherry Valley, California, which is inland Southern California, in August of this year.
Would you care to explain for those of our viewers who may not be familiar what the Covenant of the Goddess is?
Absolutely. Covenant of the Goddess is a 30-plus-year-old organization that was established to help network witches, specifically. They are fairly exclusive. You do need to have a certain list of recommendations. You need to have at least 2 letters of recommendations to join, and you need to agree to abide to our code of ethics, which frankly is, in my opinion, probably not too difficult to match. We are an international organization technically. We have members in other countries. We also have local councils dotted throughout the United States. I know that we have a brand new local council in the Midwest region that I believe it might encompass your state of Illinois. It's like Wisconsin. It's like that kind of region, Michigan and stuff. I'm very excited for them because it's really wonderful when we have a brand new local council. We do not. You can practice how your tradition dictates. It is not.
Well, that was a question I was going to ask, because I have met people over the years. I've known many people in the Covenant of the Goddess, but I've run into some people in the Covenant of the Goddess who represented it as being a Gardnerian-only type of organization.
You know, maybe because I'm new and I'm one of those young upstarts, I don't understand that. So I'm more of a broad-minded individual in the pagan community.
So you would say that people who do not come from that background would still be welcome? Or you would expect?
If you're not Gardnerian, absolutely, we would not dismiss you for not being Gardnerian. I do not practice Gardnerian tradition. In fact, I left my previous coven, and I have recently been initiated into the majestic tradition, which is quite different from the tradition I was practicing before, which was more eclectic. So they accepted our eclectic tradition coven, and clearly they accept the majestic tradition. We do have Gardnerians. I know we have members who are a fairy tradition. Clearly we accept the reclaiming tradition. So there are so many. Wonderful. There are so many. There's a lot of diversity, a lot more diversity than I think most of the public who are aware of COG are aware of within the covenant.
I was hoping you would make that point. I think perhaps there might be more diversity now than perhaps there once was in certain areas.
I will actually have to take your word for it.
I'm speculating.
Okay. I have heard rumors, but as I said, they're only rumors.
It is in some ways a very regional thing.
True. Covenant of the Goddess was started in California, as I understand, in Southern California, and then blossomed up towards Northern California and throughout the rest of the United States, and now, as I said before, internationally. The state of California has the most concentration of local councils. I believe we have 5 in the Southern California region alone. And we have, I think, just 1 in Northern California now. We have 2 in Texas. We have 1 in Florida, Minnesota, I believe, if I'm correct. Of course, now the Midwest range, and Massachusetts kind of areas. So we're all over the place.
Wonderful. Now, if someone wanted to learn more about the Covenant of the Goddess, do you have their website offhand?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
That would be cog.org, cog.org. Quite simple.
Very good.
We're also on MySpace, as is the Merry Meet actually has its own website. We're for the festival, which is open to the pagan community. That is merrymeet08.org. Yes, which is also on MySpace.
Wonderful.
I'm trying to bring them more into the technological age and not be so afraid of the internet.
That's very important, because one of the points that's been made several times today is how much a friend to our community the internet is.
It's it's much easier for people to access the internet than it is for them to find a local coven.
Much easier.
Considering the fact that many of the people who do practice different traditions are very secretive by tradition,
Yeah.
and or out of fear of being outed and then ostracized from society. So therefore, it's very difficult, especially in the Midwest and
Yes.
actually just Central America, to be completely bold and out of the broom closet.
And in some other countries, it's even
Absolutely.
stronger.
Considering
so,
where the laws
yeah.
prohibit such activities.
It's absolutely true.
So the best way to access this kind of information would be through the internet, because not all bookstores will carry the books that you're looking for, and you may not have a pagan supply store local to you, which is unfortunate, but it does happen. And so the internet is actually our best resource to access.
I thank you for making that point. And I would like to thank you for giving us this interview.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And is there any last point you would like to make that we have not hit on?
Mostly to just get out there and get active, be a part of your community. I'm very big on just, you don't have to believe the same thing. You don't have to practice the same way. But it would be good to be a part of your local community and to seek out the rest of your community. I know it's not always easy, and people do have differences, but it's always good to know that we can come to an event like PantheaCon or go to Merry Meet or any of the other like Pagan Pride events and be able to see our community in all of its diversity and all of its levels of activism and activities, and appreciate the fact that in general we're safe within our community because we understand where we're coming from.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And thank you for your patience all day while we tried to
You're
arrange
very
this.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That was our interview with Yvonne Conway. I hope that you enjoyed it. I understand that the Merry Meet Festival was a great success this year. Please join us again next week for more of Living the Wiccan Life. Until then, may you blessed be.